You're watching International Pagan Radio, where it's all pagan all the time. Hello, everybody. Cloud the Pagan Rapper here with International Pagan Radio on YouTube. And today, for our artist spotlight, I am here with a woman who needs no introduction, but she's going to get one anyway. Your International Pagan Music Awards Female Vocalist of 2020, Ms. Ginger Ackley. Welcome to Artist Spotlight.
Thank you so much, Cloud. Very honored to be here.
Absolutely. I'm honored to be able to speak with you finally. I know we were supposed to do this last week, but then my job was like, no, you need to stay late. And then a bunch of other stuff happened. And, so here we are a week later.
Well, but we're magical people. So if this is happening exactly when and where it's supposed to, right?
Absolutely. And I have to say, after giving your music a listen and everything, I am quite impressed with what you're doing. I hadn't listened to you a whole lot before, but I just started recently listening to some of your stuff, and I saw, a live online live performance, and I caught Enchantica one day, and all of that. And I gotta say, the things that you are doing, all of the pots that you have your hands in, it's all really cool. So, do you kind of want to run down real quick, like what it is that you have going on right now? Because you definitely do a lot of different things within the community. So,
Well, I'm dedicated to the muse. She definitely has tapped me as one of her own. I started out doing sort of Celtic folk music, Renaissance fairs, that sort of stuff, live action role play. I've got several interesting characters that came up that way. But once my feet were set on the pagan path back in 1997, it's just my brain is the download point, and she just keeps pouring it in. I sing pretty much what spirit tells me to. If somebody comes up and says, hey, how about a Green Man song? And I might say, well, gee, I don't have a Green Man song yet. A couple of days later, I will. It comes in just, it's amazing. It'll come in my dreams. Sometimes I'll hear music in running water, be it the shower or a creek or whatever, the wind, which is quite blustery right now where we are. I sing for people of all ages, especially children of all ages. I've got really serious songs. I've got very silly songs, but they're always spirit connected. So it's just wherever spirit is leading. I love singing out at festivals. I miss that terribly. And Enchantica, my weekly show, is meant to kind of help fill that void for a lot of people. Because we do a lot of the old pagan chants, but then the more I sing those, the more the muse is whispering new ones. So I've got enough for a whole album right now. Plus, we'll probably have an Enchantica too once I'm done. So
I absolutely love that. And through the pandemic and through how touring and the festival circuit and all of that have been slowed down to a grinding halt and outright stopped. Um, it's really interesting to me to see how so many artists have been coping with not being able to be on the road and all of that, and creating these shows such as Enchantica or such as Witchcraft Grenade on my side of things with the podcast
right.
that I started while I was out. Like there's so many different things that we can all do, and it's all literally at our fingertips nowadays.
It is. Before the pandemic, I knew that there were possibilities of digitally collaborating.
Yes.
But I was always so busy, I never stopped to do it. But when the pandemic hit, all of a sudden, my friend Maven out in Indiana with the Celtic harp, she's collaborating on my album, and people are sending me stuff. Somebody from the West Coast called me and wanted me to do a show for a coven out there, and people on the East Coast were sending me music tracks, and it just exploded for me. And I keep saying, I am not really feeling the isolation because I have been so busy during this pandemic with the new music that's coming and people that are wanting to collaborate and people that I'm asking to collaborate with me. And it's just it's been pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really awesome how you could like virtually work with somebody and you know play an instrument, record a track, send them the file, patch everything together, and have a song. I just recently finished a collaboration myself, and the same thing. Just
Yeah,
via
the
just
one with Harold, the one
yeah,
with Harold.
yeah, the
Yeah,
one with
that's
Harold.
very nice. That was
Yeah,
very nice.
well, thank you. Yeah, we send the files back and forth.
Yep.
And it's it's really excellent from a standard because that is something that will really help bring music together. I
Yep.
honestly think, especially within our pagan community, because we are pretty well spread out of us pagan artists and everything. I mean, we even have people across the pond.
Oh yeah.
There's so much out there, and the fact that we can connect from different countries even nowadays is something that we couldn't do 20 years ago.
Very true.
And it's something that I think moving forward it's going to remain even when the festival circuit does pick back up and we do start having live
Absolutely.
shows again and everything. And
Yeah. I'm hoping maybe to have a phone or something going when I'm doing a performance and making it live on Facebook or some other
and
platform
you can most
rather
certainly
than
do that.
just keeping it at festival, and putting it out there.
You just set up a little tripod on stage and just get after it,
Yep.
or you could just get somebody to, buy somebody a bottle of water and a sandwich or something and let them videotape the
Wander.
show.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your show live. It seems like, because there are some goofy songs and there are some. It seems like a live set from you would take everybody on a nice little roller coaster ride of emotions, and that's something that I picked up just from listening to your music because you kind of touch all the bases, especially when it comes from an emotional side of things.
Well, I like to tell stories. That's where most of my songwriting originates, is telling stories. Because every song has a story, even the instrumental ones. So I've incorporated more and more of that storytelling in my performance, and it connects with people so strongly, so that the music isn't like a one or two dimensional thing. It's a surround emotion thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah, absolutely. It's phenomenal to me. It really is, and I have to say, you have this air about you, that I honestly feel that people are drawn to because when you are like in Enchantica, when you are thing, you're very open, you're very candid. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of scripting going on and planning with the show. It's just kind of like, this is what we're doing, let's go.
yep.
And that's something that can't be taught. It's something that is learned over time to be able to be that open and be that candid. And I think that's one of the things that draws a lot of people to you, why Enchantica is so popular as it is now. And I just I don't know. I'm looking more into searching more of your library personally
Okay.
myself. Normally when I interview people, I already know a good amount about them, but this is one of the first times where I'm like, even after like speaking with you, I'm going to go and I'm going to listen to, your CDs and stuff and like
Okay.
actually dive into your music. And I suggest to everybody out there listening to do the same.
Well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I think everybody should definitely give what you're doing a listen. It is absolutely wonderful. So, where are you from? When did you start? All that happy stuff.
Well, I'm living in Cleveland, Ohio now. That's home for me now. But originally, I started out in Texas. Born and raised in Dallas, Texas. I am a sixth generation Texan. Um, but my dad was he was born in Chicago but raised in Cleveland, Ohio. So this it's been like a full circle coming back here. Um, I married my husband in 2009, and this is where we live now. Um, and Ohio, this part of the country is just amazing, both with its pagan community and its music community.
So I've heard. So I've heard.
I've been completely impressed with both. Um, the music community was good in Texas, but not anything like it is up here. Just it's and I've got feet in the folk music and the traditional music areas and the Irish Celtic stuff, the as well as the pagan. Plus, I have done a lot of stuff for older people playing in senior homes and that sort of thing, and the very special music that you need for that. So everywhere I turn there, the music community by and large is extremely supportive of one another. And it's been a real joy to progress as a musician in this part of the country. Um, my my parents both loved music. My dad, his family was actually Slovenian, and his father brought over all these wonderful the cylinders, the recorded cylinders from the old country back in like 1906. My dad had those transferred to vinyl, and that was the start of the collection that I inherited. I have music from all over the world, but especially Eastern Europe. I've got the old Russian, the old Hungarian gypsy, the Bulgarian, the Romanian, as well as the Spanish
Wow.
gypsies, and the Mexican stuff. My dad spent a lot of time in Mexico and down in South America and brought their music back. So we would have these marvelous music nights at home.
I gotta say,
Which
when it comes to like worldly music, I am a sucker for a Peruvian pan flute. Like
I am too. I
like
am
I really
too.
like
Oh my gosh, yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, down in Texas at the big Renaissance fairs, there's a Peruvian group, and sometimes they will dress Peruvian, sometimes they'll dress American Indian, but they've got this range of pan flutes that are just that bass pan flute is amazing. It vibrates everybody around. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I'm a big fan. And
I
the
love it.
Kenya. I love the Kenya.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm. But
Yep.
so music. I was raised with music all around me, and when when the when the chance came to start playing, that's where it started, and then progressed from there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So you've got a few albums out,
Yes.
and we are working on another one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But we will get into that later because it is time, everybody. This is something that I love to do to take a little break from the interview and go ahead and play some music from Ginger because we are talking about her music. So why not listen to it, right, everybody? All right. So this song that we are going to play is off of the album Elf King's Horn. And you can find this album on Bandcamp. You can find it streaming anywhere. So, there will be links in the description of the video for you to be able to find this track as well as all of the rest of her music. Okay. So this song is called Moonlady. And I really want you guys to enjoy this. It's really good. All right. So be right back.
Moonlady dancing on silver, dancing in light and in shade. Moonlady dancing my heart away, dancing to love's serenade. Sweet are his dreams in the still of the night, soft is the music he hears. Moonlight and shadow entwining, drawing him near. Moonlady dancing on silver, dancing in light and in shade. Moonlady dancing my heart away, dancing to love's serenade. Silent his step as he nears the fair glen, gentle her touch on his skin. Graceful the steps she is dancing, dancing his heart for to win. Moonlady dancing on silver, dancing in light and in shade. Moonlady dancing my heart away, dancing to love's serenade. Ruler of day, now from me turn your face. Lady of night, take my hand. Moonlady, keep me within your embrace, for I am yours to command. Moonlady dancing on silver, dancing in light and in shade. Moonlady dancing my heart away, dancing to love's serenade. Forever they dance in the still of the night, the man and the moonlady fair. Never to sorrow, never to part, for love is the dance that they share. Moonlady dancing on silver, dancing in light and in shade. Moonlady dancing my heart away, dancing to love's serenade.
And we're back, everybody. Okay, so that was Moonlady from the album Elf King's Horn. And, you know, that song is wonderful. I loved it. And I want to know in the comments below, everybody, what you guys think about this track here. And please, by all means, leave any questions that you have for Ginger down there as well. And we'll be able to see them. And then maybe she can answer them on Enchantica or something one day. All right. So, Ginger, moving into the second half of this interview here, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I need you to tell me about Posey the Flower Pixie.
Oh, you've heard about Posey.
I may or may not have heard a tale or two.
Posey the Flower Pixie came out because there were some pagan children wandering about aimlessly at a festival, and they needed a leader, or at least an instigator. And the goddess provided. And all of a sudden, I was dressed outrageously, and I had these wonderful silk fans of all sorts of colors and noisemakers. We instigated parades. We sang songs like the Hocus Pocus. We would run to the vendors and we would say, tell us the name of a magical tool. And they might say, oh, athame. And we would put your athame in, you take your athame out, put your athame in, and you shake it all about. You do the Hocus Pocus and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. And we would go all around the festival, and all the kids were together and having such a wonderful time.
That is so much fun.
And there was another festival that we did that at, and we decided to crash all the very serious workshops. And you should have seen the faces of the very serious workshop people. They turned into 3-year-olds for about 2 seconds. They were just like, oh, magic. And it was just a wonderful thing. Performing with and for kids has been an absolute wonder. And there is absolutely no age limit on the word kid. I promise you.
I love it. Yeah, I'm kind of a big kid myself. There's no getting around it. I mean, I'm 40 years old and I'm still pretty much an immature child, but but we work with what we got, right? So,
that's right.
Absolutely. So is Posey the flower pixie like the only little character persona that you've come up with?
Oh no, she was just the opening of the door. That there was I was invited to come to a winter festival, and then another one that was at a magic shop, and Posey just didn't seem to be appropriate. So Snowdrop the winter pixie showed up, and oh, you should see her. Her dress lights up, as does her crown and her wand. And she sings and sings and sings. And there's another persona that she doesn't really sing. She doesn't have much of a voice. Her name is Tabitha McPherson. Thank you very much. She is she's so old she doesn't even know how old she is. And she talks in strange, very twisted nursery rhymes. Diddle dumpling, my son John. He went to bed with his stockings on. And I ate him for breakfast, and I'm wearing his fingers in my hair. Oh yeah, she's a strange one, that Tabitha. But she's gotten some notoriety, and she's been named the official hag of the Cleveland Witches Walk, which is a lovely event that comes out of the new moon in Lakewood, here next to Cleveland, West Side. And the last time she was out and about, she was actually pursued by Elvis himself. There are pictures.
I love it. I absolutely love hearing these tales. You hear an inkling about something, that something exists, and then you get a chance to actually talk to the person. And I gotta say, I am not upset by any means after hearing all that tale. So wonderful. So I understand that you also have written a children's book.
Yes. It I got the copies of it just before the pandemic hit. It's a little book called Rowing My Boat, and it's not rowing, but it's rowing, the Rowan tree, not the college, the tree.
Yes.
And it started in a dream, and it was the strangest thing, Cloud, because I heard this wonderful song in my dream, and it was being sung in a round, and it was how dreams can sometimes get very loud to the point that they wake you up, which this one did. And the muse was so strong with it, I went dashing downstairs to try to catch as much as I could. And as I'm writing it down, and I'm typing and trying to catch the song, I'm going, wait a minute, Rowan, I keep typing ROWAN, but it sounds like rowing. What's a deal here? And the muse answered, and I had to switch applications and I just started I just basically Eric Clapton did, and just let my fingers go. And several moments later, I had 32 typed pages that were a children's story. And it's about a little boy named Mooney McGee. He actually has a much longer, much more impressive name, but everybody called him Mooney. And he was born with shockingly white hair, and his eyes were somewhere between the color of the sky and the color of the sea. You couldn't really tell. So he looked very different. So the village kids made fun of him. kind of picked on him, but that was okay. He kind of made friends with the forest animals and that sort of thing. He was pretty good on his own. And one day his Aunt Stella came and gifted him with the Rowan wand, very ancient, beautiful thing. He learned to throw it into the lake, where it became a magical boat that he would take up at certain times of the month into the sky, because his job was to be the collector of stardust to sprinkle on children's dreams. He would bring it back and give it to the fairies to sprinkle on children's dreams, so that their dreams would be sweet and they could remember the beauty of being a child.
That might just be one of the awesomest ideas ever.
So
good.
It's all based around the little song, rowing my boat, oh, rowing my boat, rowing my boat, we are catching some stardust, rowing my boat, oh, rowing my boat, guess we're gonna need a bigger boat. And that would be for the full moon, when there's far more stardust around. So
nice. I love it. That's so good.
That's how things happen.
That is wonderful though. Because like I have similar ticks creatively. Like that. Like when I have an idea and it strikes me, it consumes me. I have to go right then and there and work it out. And I generally can't stop until I actually work it out. Like my wife and I will be like sitting around watching television in the living room, just kind of relaxing, hanging out, having coffee. And then next thing you know, this out of nowhere, I'll be like, wait, no, I gotta go. Like go upstairs.
Thank goodness for my husband, Donovan, because he says that I get a particular look on my face when the muse hits. And honestly, I have zero sense of time or space. And I mean, if I start at 8 o'clock in the morning, it'll be 11 o'clock at night, and I will not have remembered to eat or do anything. I just, I'm tunnel vision on it.
It fully consumes you. You just, I'm in.
He's there shoving sandwiches at me and saying, you got to eat, got to drink.
Yeah. I mean, I've spent times where I've I'll have a harmony pop in my head, and until I actually transpose it to my guitar, I'm not leaving it. Until I figure out how to play it, even if it's something that's not even my level.
Right.
It's something that I think, and speaking with other pagan musicians about the process and all of that, I'm starting to kind of put together a theory of how a lot of people speak with these muses. They speak of the muses that come to them and bring them their music, and they bring them what it is that, or they bring them a topic to write about, or they bring the melody or the harmony, or just even one little piece, and I think it has to do with our for those of us that regularly practice meditation, we practice energy work, things like that, to be able to be more connected, that when these vibrations happen, we are all in. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to
we are
a lot of other musicians who will just write, and some musicians write on a strict schedule, and then there's others that will write for 4 months and then not write for the rest of the year and all of that. And then, with a lot of us pagan musicians, it's like, okay, it's been 45 minutes and this song's done here. You know what I mean? Like,
it's sometimes I think that, well, no, I know the muse has got a sense of humor, because with Enchantica, which introduces and uses a lot of chants, repetitive sort of things. There have been times in this past year that it'll be an hour before I'm supposed to go online, because it's at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, and about 6 o'clock, boom, I'll get hit with a new chant. And there have been times when I've had 3 new chants to introduce in a week, and they're all really solid, and they hit every single time. It completely humbles me, completely blows me away. Every single time something like that happens, Cloud, somebody out there needed that particular set of words.
Yep.
And they needed to hear that. And it just, the comments I get back from people are just mind blowing, just absolutely mind blowing.
That is, it really is wonderful. And it's also a wonderful experience when you put something out there that really does help somebody and really does touch somebody.
Yep.
You know, it really is. That's one of the reasons why I write music.
Yep.
You know. So, what is coming down the line from Ginger Ackley? What do you got planned? What are we working on?
Well, I'm about 3/4 of the way done with the Enchantica, the first Enchantica album. And since starting that, the muse has sent enough new chance for a second album. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break, I think, between anyway. But I do have a festival planned. It is out at Our Haven in French Lick, Indiana. It is, let me get the right dates here. It's their Beltane Festival, and it is, I think they're going to open up camping the 26th of April, but the festival itself is the 28th through 28th of April through the 2nd of May. And it's Our Haven Nature Sanctuary in French Lick, Indiana. I think they're only charging $45 for the full-blown camping thing. So I'll be playing out there. There'll probably be other artists and stuff, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place in the world. That's one of my favorite places to be. They have awesome bonfires too.
Nice.
And they have a large enough area to where they can spread out. They're working very closely with the state to make sure that everybody is far enough apart and that regulations are adhered to so that nobody puts anybody else in jeopardy.
Oh, that's good.
I've gotten my first shot. I'll get my second on the 15th of April. So I feel a bit safer going out on the road this year. Right now we're waiting to find out what other festivals are going to do. I work very closely with the little witchy shop in Lakewood called The New Moon. And that's actually how Enchantica started. We wanted to start building a music community within our pagan community here. And I think they have a fairy festival that it's not scheduled yet, but they're waiting to see when they're going to be allowed to put that on. They'll have the Witches Walk the first weekend of October. Of course, there's Cleveland Pagan Pride the end of August, and we'll see how that one is going to go.
I might actually be there myself.
That's going to be awesome. Well, then we can sit down and talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
The face, and then the Pittsburgh Witches Ball.
Yep, I might be there as well.
Which is going to be in November. So, so far those are what's on the schedule. There may be a harvest festival in Spencer, Ohio in September, early September. We'll just see what health situations allow to happen.
It's kind of really all we can do right now.
Yeah.
And
until then, I'm going to keep singing during Enchantica every Wednesday. And by the time we are all able to gather together, everyone will know the lyrics and we'll all be able to sing and chant along. And there's a couple of chants I want to maybe talk to you about, because I can hear some places where you can add some very cool stuff too. So I think we
by
could
all means, if you ever find yourself needing a rapper, I am the guy to talk to.
Well, that's ought to get you together with Abby Studer out here, and I think we could tear it up. And because I love the fusion. I love the fusion of different kinds of music together.
Yes.
And you're able to touch so many more people that way.
I agree.
Carlos Santana and all the things that he did where he fused his great style with all these other different styles. Yeah, it's absolutely doable.
Yeah, it most certainly is. Well, Miss Ginger, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I want to thank you again for coming on here with us today. Pardon me. I've definitely been looking forward to this conversation, and I look forward to having more, maybe in person.
Absolutely.
That might be nice. That is one thing that I am looking forward to is, when the pandemic does kind of clear out and we get going again, is actually shaking hands and saying hello
And
to
hugging.
all of the people that I've met. Yes.
Yes.
And because I haven't personally gotten on the road yet, but this is something that, we have. There's a reason why I didn't get on the road yet. There's a reason why all this happened,
Yep.
and
Absolutely.
it's eventually going to happen, and I really look forward to meeting you as well as a lot of the other people that I've spoken with in the Cleveland area as well.
Yep.
So definitely thank you so much for coming on IPR's YouTube here and speaking with me. Now, before we go, everybody, we're going to play one more song. All right. So we're going to close this out with something unreleased. And this is going to be something from the Enchantica album.
Yes.
All right. And do you want to tell us a little bit about the song before we get out of here?
Yes. This is actually a little mini ritual. If anyone is dealing with sadness or anger, loneliness, any of the negative emotions that are going around, this was almost like a direct feed into my head at one point. When you're hit with a negative emotion, your first instinct is to draw away from it.
Yep.
Well, this was very, very goddess muse given, because she gave me the words, she gave me the music, and the words are, "Sacred Mother, I feel a sadness. I hold this sadness in my heart," meaning that I don't push it away. I accept it. It's a gift. "Holy Mother, I make it sacred. I lay it on the earth," meaning I ground it. I accept the lesson. I ground it. I can take the sadness that I feel, the confusion, the loneliness that I feel from all around me, being an empath, and take it in, and through this little ritual, through this song, this chant, take it in, honor it, and then ground it into the earth to where it's just pure. So this is a gift to you, Cloud, and to all of the listeners, to deal with the things that are flying around us that are so upsetting, and we can do something good and positive with them. So
yes.
make it sacred.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. So thank you one more time for
You're
coming
most
on today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I certainly hope that we can sit down and talk like this again soon.
Me
All right.
too.
So everybody out there, just a couple more things. We have a few more interviews lined up. We're also kicking around ideas for some more content for this channel. Okay, now if there's any content that you would like to see for this channel, leave it in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do about expanding what it is we do on IPR YouTube. All right, so here is Make It Sacred, everybody. Enjoy. Really take this one in, okay, guys? Really take this one in. And we will be back with another artist spotlight video. All right. So until next time, guys, I'm Cloud the Pagan Rapper with International Pagan Radio. Bright blessings and blessed be everybody.
Sacred Mother, I feel a sadness. I hold this sadness in my heart. Holy Mother, I make it sacred. I lay it on the earth. I lay it on the earth. Sacred Mother, I feel a sadness. I hold this sadness in my heart. Holy Mother, I make it sacred. I lay it on the earth. I lay it on the earth. Sacred Mother, I feel a sadness. I hold this sadness in my heart. Holy Mother, I make it sacred. I lay it on the earth. I lay it on the earth.
Thanks for sticking around, everyone. Cloud here, and I just want to let you know about our IPR shop, where you can go and purchase IPR merch and help support the station. If you want to support without purchasing any merch, you can go to our main page and you can click the donate button, and from there, you can donate to help support the station as well. We also have advertising slots available for all you business owners out there. For an advertising slot, email manager@internationalpaganradio.com for more info. And thanks for listening to IPR, where it's all pagan all the time.